What happened when a general went undercover as an enlisted soldier? General Harrison was tired of getting sanitized reports every time he visited bases. Everything always looked perfect, soldiers gave rehearsed answers, and he never saw what was really happening. So he hatched this brilliant plan. He'd dress as a regular enlisted guy and spend 3 days at Fort Campbell pretending to be a new transfer. See how things actually operated when nobody knew a 2-star general was watching. The plan started falling apart within hours. First problem? The guy had never been enlisted in his life. He showed up to morning formation wearing his uniform like he was headed to a Pentagon briefing. Boots so polished you could see your reflection. Not a single wrinkle anywhere. Meanwhile, actual enlisted soldiers looked like they'd been wrestling with their gear all morning, which they had. His first conversation went like this. The mess hall cook asked what he wanted for breakfast. General Harrison replied, "Good morning. I would very much appreciate some scrambled eggs and toast if you would be so kind." The cook just stared. "Dude, you want eggs or not?" But the real disaster happened during his first formation. When Sergeant First Class Mike called roll, Harrison snapped to attention like he was meeting the president. "Yes, Sergeant Major, sir. Ready for duty, sir?" Every soldier in formation turned to stare at this weirdo. "You don't salute NCOs, you definitely don't call them sir, and you sure don't act like you're on display at Arlington Cemetery." Mike pulled him aside after formation. "Listen, rookie, I don't know what fancy basic training you went to, but you need to relax. You're making everyone nervous." Things got worse during PT. Harrison was in decent shape for a 58-year-old, but he was trying to keep up with 20-year-olds who ran 5 miles before breakfast. Halfway through the run, he's gasping like a fish out of water, but instead of just admitting he was tired, he started giving tactical advice. "Perhaps we should maintain better interval spacing for optimal cardiovascular efficiency." He pants between breaths. One soldier whispered to his buddy, "Who talks like that? Is this guy even human?" The breaking point came during vehicle maintenance. Harrison volunteered to help work on a Bradley, figuring how hard could it be. He spent 20 minutes trying to remove a bolt with the wrong tool, then announced he needed to requisition proper equipment through official supply channels. The mechanic working next to him started laughing. "Requisition? Dude, we just borrow tools from whoever has them. Have you ever actually been in the army?" That's when everyone started connecting the dots. This guy who didn't know basic enlisted life talked like a training manual and thought you could requisition your way out of every problem. Meanwhile, Harrison was getting frustrated because nothing worked like the regulations said it should. He kept asking for supervisors and suggesting proper procedures. "Why isn't there a standardized checklist for this maintenance task?" he asked while failing to change oil in a truck. The soldiers were dying laughing at this point. One of them said, "Because half our tools are broken, the other half are missing, and we make it work anyway. Welcome to the real army, Professor." Staff Sergeant Dave finally confronted him. "All right, who are you really? Because you're either